Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves for the Sony PlayStation 2. In the last episode, we beat Episode 4. Gene King has been saved, General Sao is in prison, and we can go on to another adventure. Believe it or not, as I mentioned earlier, and by earlier I mean the end of the last video, this is the last regular episode of the game. This is where we'll get our last abilities, and this is where we'll get our last semblance of the normal gameplay, so to speak. Don't really know what else to say here, so I guess I might as well just go ahead and start this episode. Cutscene time.
We got the message late one Saturday night. Dimitri was calling in the favor I promised him back in Holland. He'd gone ahead and booked the whole team passage under assumed identities to none other than Bloodbath Bay. Easily the most lawless town on Earth. It's home to a group of cultural hermits who doggedly maintain the ways of their pirate forefathers. The cruise over gave us some time to get the rundown from Dimitri. I guess his grandfather, Remy Lestow, was a pioneer in deep-sea diving. He'd made a fortune looting undersea wrecks. Although his luck ran short when a young cutthroat by the name of Black Spot Pete stole not only his loot, but his precious diving gear as well. A broken man, Remy retired from treasure hunting and eventually started a family. Dimitri, growing up on his grandfather's stories, dreamed of one day recovering the gear. So that was our task. We've been called in to get our hands on this miraculous diving equipment. Not all bad, really. If things go our way, the team might get a frogman out of the deal, which Bentley figures will be a big help cracking the Cooper vault. That Bentley, always thinking.
This, while not exactly my favorite episode, it's still episode 3. This episode is still interesting because you actually get some backstory into Dimitri. He goes from some guy who happened to be the first member of the Claw Gang that you faced to a recurring character to a guy with an actual backstory besides being a forgery artist and running a nightclub. We finally get to know a little more about Dimitri. Anyway, because this is a new episode, we're going to have new abilities. And 28, 44, 5,400. Good grief. I am going to have to get a lot of coins after this episode. I can get jump attack level 3, which is the same as levels 1 and 2, except I press triangle 3 times. I might as well go ahead and get that, because it's the only thing that I can get, and I'd rather just get that out of the way. The other abilities, Shadow Power level 2, same as Shadow Power level 1. I believe you can move faster with level 2. Diablo Fire Slam, used while carrying an enemy to create a deadly firestorm. I'm assuming if you have this, you throw an enemy at something, it creates a fiery explosion. I believe that was in the second game as well. And the Reduction Bomb, which shrinks enemies who happen to come across it when it detonates. Again, another Sly 2 return, as far as this ability comes from. Anyway, we're going to have to save up another 28. We're going to have to get another 4,300 coins to get all this stuff. And I'll definitely be doing it between videos once I get this video done, I guess. I didn't really know how to say done other than done, so I'm just going to say done. And as always, we have to start by playing a Sly and doing things.
Black Spot Pete has retired and is living here in town. I'll mark his place with a waypoint.
And we can access that waypoint with L3. In the meantime and in between time, I do want to run around and get a bunch of coins to make the between video farming a little easier. And if you know where you're going, there is a way to get a lot of money very, very quickly. You can get a lot of money out of the flashlight guards just by having them just spawn repeatedly, which is excellent. As long as you know where to go, you can always keep the flashlight guys popping up, and you can get a ton of coins off of them. And all the while, the amount of money that you get never stops rising, because if you know what you're doing, and you know where you're going, and you know where you need to be, you can keep that number going for a long time. You can keep that total rising up considerably. There is a video in the Eulil archives where Eulil gets a ton of coins in this level. Ton of coins in this episode. And if I remember to, I'll definitely put it in the description. Anyway, let's go ahead and steal from this guy. Let's make sure we're not at too low a ceiling there. That's great. I wonder if I keep going in this direction, do they keep showing up? Or am I out of luck? I think I'm out of luck. And he just fell in the water. Nice. Yeah, if you know where you're going, you can keep these guys spawning endlessly. I want to see if I can keep them spawning endlessly, because that'll allow me to get a ton of coins. As I mentioned earlier, he's not going to be there. Yeah, he's going to be there. Am I even going in a circle? Well, as long as I stay in this general area, just getting away from all these guys and not being blasted will be simple enough. Also, the marker's right there. But I still want to get coins from these guys, especially since this guy has a shiny pocket. Nice. I think this would work even better if I wasn't using silent obliteration on these guys every time I stole from them. That would help. Well, anyway. Might as well climb our way up here. Can I get over there from here? I can. Not sure what good that'll do me, though, but it'll at least help me out in some way. Alright. Marker should be right there, actually. Let's go ahead and hit it.
There he is, Black Spot Pete.
I didn't think pirates could get that old. Thought scurvy would get them or something.
Don't lower your guard for an instant. All pirates are killers, plain as that, and they don't trust outsiders at all. How's your pirate accent?
Arr, I forgot me number 2 pencil for the Scantron test.
Joke all you want, but that guy won't help us out until you've earned his trust.
So the game is telling us to talk to Black Spot Pete, who is the first person that we need to look for as soon as we started this episode. The pirates don't trust outsiders, but at the same time we have to talk to him. This won't end well, I'll gather.
Black Spot Pete, I've come to talk of treasure, a subject I hear you're familiar with.
Treasure! Aye, but I won't chatter with the likes of you on so blessed a subject. Get out of my sight, landlubber. All my years I only spoke of the golden kindness with me partner. Can't tankle a stem.
Maybe we can work out a bargain.
Shut your mouth hole, lubber, and cork it with me cutlass. Hard on the tonsils, I assure you.
Salt of the earth, that Black Spot Pete.
It's clear to get anywhere with the old coot, we'll need to fool him into thinking that you're cantankerous Tim.
What happened to Tim anyway?
His lieutenants mutinied on the old guy and divided the plunder, including his captain's outfit.
This is the only real pirate town left. They must be around here somewhere.
You're right. That's Stone Jake, toughest guy you'll ever meet. He took the eye patch.
Tough enough to take an anchor dropped on his head?
Good plan. That'll do the job, matey. Stone Jake has a thing about monkeys. If you whack the palm trees, he's sure to come running. Perfect for luring him under the anchor.
And you'll have to be very clever about this. Thankfully, you can be some distance away from him and he'll hear it.
What? Be that monkeys?
And just like that, we can keep striking these palm trees.
Primate dogs!
And he just dropped down. Fun.
I'll find you.
However, since he's down there, we can lure him a little easier.
I've got you now.
I just need to make sure that I stay away from the... Oh, I thought he...
Run with your opposable thumbs.
I kind of need you away from me.
Stone Jake's in position. Drop anchor.
Are you serious? I got confused by the enemies. Some guy just happened to be right beneath the anchor, and that pretty much ruined everything. Perfect.
What? Be that monkeys?
And now this guy is over here somehow.
Simeon demons?
But at least there shouldn't be an enemy this time.
Be banana eaters?
Where's he at? There, okay, there he is.
What? Where are you?
And now he's not there that time. This time.
Accursed dirty primates. Tree devils.
And let's make sure that he's under the anchor
Tricky monkeys.
and hit him. Yeah, you gotta be quick to get him under the anchor and then get to the switch.
Nice work. I've already got a bead on the second lieutenant. He's in motion near the overturned boat.
And we will have to chase after him. Thankfully, he's not very hard to find. And there are plenty of traps here, just like in previous episodes. You have quite a few anchors and boats and stuff that you can drop on enemies. Makes for some interesting scenarios. And now these guys are just walking around. And this guy is down there.
There's the second lieutenant. You need to steal his peg leg.
Peg leg? Seriously? Isn't that kind of harsh?
You'll need it for the costume. It's very unique. Look, what you need to worry about is getting past his bodyguards.
I'll have to pick them off one by one. Shouldn't be a problem.
Alright, so we need to wait for these flashlight guards to get into position. And then we can pick them off one by one. Silent obliteration works best for this.
Okay, sneak up behind him and pickpocket the screws from his peg leg.
Thankfully, you take the peg legs away just like you take everything else away. And after a few...
Excellent work. You've just got one lieutenant left, Twitchy Ned. I'm afraid word's gotten out that someone is taking down lieutenants, and he's hiding out up in a crow's nest.
We need to go after Twitchy Ned. Do these guys even have coins? Yeah, there are sleeping enemies here, and if you make noise around them, they will wake up and they will chase after you. But if you're careful and you're lucky and you don't walk into them and you don't run around them, you can get quite a few coins out of them. So I usually try to steal from them whenever I can. And that third lieutenant is right over there. This one is quite possibly the hardest of the three captains, not captains, but lieutenants to deal with. But if you know what you're doing, he shouldn't be any more or less difficult than the first two. Does this guy have anything? Well, he has a little bit of something. Oh, he's got a sapphire. Brilliant.
They're everywhere. The dogs are closing in. Stay awake. Keep your wits about you, Ned. Stay sharp. Yes, sharp as an axe, sharp as a pin, sharp as a tack, sharp as a... I don't know. Gotta keep alert. Alert.
Okay, whatever you say, guy.
Ah! Oh, I know it. 'Tis true. An agent of Thames come for revenge.
Chase
And-
him down. He's got Tim's hat.
And now we have to chase after this guy. Now, this is like one of the, or some of the missions, or rather all of the missions in Sly 2 where you had to keep chasing after Nayla. You just got to keep this guy within your sights and not let him get away. Otherwise, you're going to have to start this part over.
Take that, scallywag.
And he will send boats and anchors and other traps dropping on you.
Avast.
But if you know where the traps are, if you know where the shadows for the traps are,
You won't take me.
those traps are easy to avoid. And they do hurt if they land on you, so don't let them land on you. Now here, you can go under here and not lose sight of them. And you can go over here to further keep up with them. You're going to have to paraglide to
What's your style on it?
Black Spot Pete anyway. Now for the hardest part, we are now at the end. You got to jump on these, hopefully without falling down, and then you got to chase him this rock. Once you get to the rock, you'll get the last piece of the uniform.
Avast there. You've got me with me back to the sea. I yield.
I just wanted your hat.
Me hat? That's what this be about. Take the mouldy cut of cloth and away with you.
And we now have the pirate hat. And this guy runs away.
Excellent. You've got the full cantankerous Tim disguise. Head on back to Black Spot Pete and pretend to be his old partner. And remember your pirate accent this time.
And when we press select, I like the fact that Shadow Power level 1 and level 2 are two different things, which I find weird. You now have your third disguise, the pirate disguise. This lets you fool the guards in Bloodbath Bay if you don't want to mess with any of them. Though, aside from talking to Black Spot Pete, I doubt I'll be finding any real use for it unless I am low on health and I want to avoid these enemies very, very badly. So, there's Black Spot Pete. We need to get to him, put on the disguise, and then talk to the guy. Apparently he is none the wiser, even though we have just put on our disguise, or uniform, or whatever it is you want to call it, in front of the man.
Cantankerous Tim! You're back, you two-faced scallywag!
Aye, matey. And not to be rude, but let's talk of treasure. Arr.
How about a round of vinegar talk first, you baboon-faced toilet?
I've read about this, Sly. It's customary for pirates to engage in insult competitions. Just make sure you never repeat anything that's already been said.
You take the first broadside, shipmate.
And we get to pick whatever we want with square, triangle, and circle.
You're a pig-breathed, knuckle-dragon, whale-fart.
Ha ha ha! But methinks you're a bleeding, cross-eyed, anchor-head.
And we don't have a lot of time.
Oh yeah? You're a cricket-sized, clam-tongued sack of maggots.
That be true enough, but you're a sheep-brained, duck-billed piece of filth.
And as long as you're paying attention, you can do this.
Oh, really? You're a stupid, grog-abusing cow pie.
Ha! You swear like a child. You're a brainless, yellow-bellied cabin boy.
You're a idiotic, seaweed-slurping swabber.
Ha ha ha! But methinks you're a parrot-loving, scurvy-ridden waste of skin.
You are a donkey-eared, barnacle-backed bag of vomit.
Ha ha! Cantankerous Tim, it must be you. Forgive this old sea dog and his sunburnt eyes for not recognizing you straight away. I've never met a man on land or sea that could curse half as well. Tell me, shipmate, why after so long away do you drop anchor now?
I've come for me share of the treasure we stole years back from that Reme Lousteau fella.
'Twas a good haul, that. Speak of it while drunk often. You and I burying the loot in the belly of Dagger Isle. Aye, and many a year I kept the map to the treasure hidden, safe as a swaddling babe.
Arr, then let's have it. High time we dug up our retirement and lived as lords.
It shames me fierce to tell you, shipmate, but I lost my galleon in a game of cards. And worse yet, the map was stolen by that terror, Captain Lefouille.
What? What? I'd have run him through with my cutlass before giving up so treasured a parchment.
This Lefouille's no ordinary buccaneer, no. He's earned the reputation as the smartest man on the 7 seas. The devil lives in yonder keep. 'Tis there you'll find the map, and your death as well. If you go for the treasure, shipmate, you go alone. Me seafaring days are long behind me.
Thank you, Pete. You've been a good friend.
Aye, and you're still a skinny, malodorous, hairy-palmed bottom feeder.
And it's cutscene time.
Thanks to Black Spot Pete, we've got a lead on Remy Lousteau's treasure. It's buried somewhere on Dagger Island, a landmass many leagues from our current position. To make the voyage, we'll need to steal a pirate ship from the harbor. No easy feat given the cutthroat nature of these cutthroats. First, Murray and Sly will steal a jolly boat and blast the rudders off any ships that could chase us out into the open ocean. The action is sure to provoke the harbor patrol, so be prepared for a sea battle. With them out of the way, no one can stop us from leaving harbor. Meanwhile, Penelope and I will work together to break into Lafouille's keep and steal the map to the buried treasure. Once both objectives are reached, we'll steal a ship and set sail for Dagger Island. Then it'll be a simple matter of following the map and digging up the loot.
So now that the introduction to all of this is over, we now know a few things. Remy Lusso's treasure is somewhere in Dagger Island, which is quite far away from Bloodbath Bay. And we have to deal with this guy known as Lafouille. Something tells me that this Lafouille character is going to be the primary antagonist for episode 5. And now it's day 1. I might as well leave the safe house to show you that it is Pirate Operation Day 1. And we have some things to deal with. We have Lafouille's Keep, and we have the Harbor Patrol to deal with. And we have a lot of money that we need to get for the Day 1 abilities. But that will all have to wait until the next video. So join me next time where we get Day 1 started. I believe we'll be heading to Lafouille's Keep and taking out the Harbor Patrol. And I will have enough money for the abilities. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!